Hey, this is Redban, and you're listening to Your Mom's House podcast on the Death Squad Network. If you want to subscribe to this podcast, go on iTunes, the iTunes store, type in Death Squad, and hit subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the better the show becomes. Yay! You can also go to deathsquad.tv, where we have all the video components. We have the links to all the guests, like their Twitter accounts and stuff. And you can also donate, which we've been getting some donations here and there, and we want to thank everyone that's donated. Thank you very much. We also have links to Stitcher, which is a nice application that you can download on your portable phones, your portable cellular phone. And you also can do it on the iPad. And the Stitcher application for the iPad's pretty badass, so check it out. Anyways, so here is Tom Segura and Christina Pazsitzky with their guest Ryan Sickler on Your Mom's House podcast.
Tell me, son. Why the defense not working? She'll be fucking easy getting it. Why we not working? Why the defense not working? I don't know. Why the defense not working? Why not working? Why not working? We ain't going out. We ain't going out. We ain't going out. We ain't doing it. Motherfucker, you going to motherfucker, I ain't doing the shut up. Just listen.
She's just a teenager. What's he gonna be like when he grows up?
There's no mommy like my
mommy.
Welcome to Your Mom's House. We are here in Your Mom's House again, with, of course, Christina Pazsitzky.
Hello.
I'm Tom Segura, the always delightful Redban.
Hi.
And a very special mommy guest, Mr. Ryan Sickler.
Yay!
Thank you so much. I'm so fired up to be here right now.
Are you excited?
Not only am I excited, you just made me hard with that opening.
Man, that was
you
that was
deserve it.
specially designed for you. You
I really
obviously
appreciate
know
that.
right?
I felt like it was as soon as I heard it.
Yeah.
And if people listening out there don't know what it is, that was high school football coaches
Yes.
firing their team up for a big game.
That
That's
was
right. The documentary, right?
The documentary
Year of the Bull.
directed by Todd Lubin, I believe is his name. And it follows the Miami Northwestern Bulls in Liberty City section of Miami, a real powerhouse football team. And Ryan and I really got into this documentary. I mean, obsessively, I would say is a safe word to use, to the point that where there's a lot of people, they have
To the point
things.
where we started playing high school football.
People have movie quotes, and a lot of times they're from, just iconic movies, whatever it may be, things that you saw in middle school, high school, right? And they always reference like the line from the movie. This documentary had the same effect on us, where to this day there's lines from that are totally part of our lexicon. Like we just say shit completely the same over and over.
Like
This your last rendezvous!
That's definitely yep.
You're like a son to me, man!
yeah, just like a parent. Just like a parent.
Wait, Ryan, did you find this originally? So
Yeah, well, one night I was sitting around.
What you gonna do with pizza?
Pizza.
How they gonna look in the paper? We got 6 starters stealing pizza.
Pizza?
Pizza? That's not gonna look good. That's gonna hurt. Hey, there they go over there.
Hey,
There they go over there. Hey,
you motherfucker saw pizza?
you stole pizza.
We say pizza to each other.
Pizza.
Yeah, it's not pizza.
And my friend Christy, oddly enough, for a girl, has
Yeah.
taken to it like we have.
Oh, she was. I remember
It's so weird.
because it first aired on Showtime, and we would. I don't remember if we even were able to record it. Did you record it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Tell me what you're not doing, man.
Here it is. This is where he beats his
You
kid.
want to play Division I college. Fuck being a fucking bitch. Hey, he acting like a whole runner. You run his pussy ass over.
That's a coach
Crying motherfucker.
talking to a child.
That
Hold on, this gets good.
run his ass over.
That's a
You be
coach
nice to him. I'll fuck you up.
I'm gonna
talking
fuck
to
you
a
up.
child.
Huh? Fucking nice to him. Fucking nice to him. You fucking nice to him. Come here. Yeah, bring your ass up. Bring your motherfucking ass
It's a
up.
coach attacking a child.
It's amazing.
yeah.
I
Ryan,
mean,
wait.
it's crazy, right?
It's awesome.
That's fucked up. I've never seen this before.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
you're gonna love
It's hilariously.
Year of the Bull, a high school football documentary film. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, actually, on YouTube they only have the highlights.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's just clip moments. It says that the document it says part 1 and stuff, but it's not. It's just clips.
But
so
Ryan,
you still have to get the film.
I feel like you don't understand the impact that this documentary has had in my life and my husband's, because not only do we cherish this documentary, but my husband has taken to yelling the phrases. I mean, I would say for the last 3 years now that you guys...
No, more.
More years.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, it's literally been just, we'll be in bed laying together in a quiet moment, and then he'll be like, look over here! or whatever.
Look,
That?
Yeah.
I'm in your motherfucking house!
Yeah.
Derek Willis.
Yeah.
Derek
Yeah,
Willis.
Derek Willis is
your
like...
motherfucking
Yeah.
TV.
There we go. Yeah. And your remote
Right
control.
now, looking at you,
Oh, this is
I
best.
don't understand why we are not excited. I really don't.
This
I
is a
come out here
coach
as
addressing
coach
the
and say,
team
"Damn,
here.
This
these
shit should be
kids
easy.
are ready to end
For real.
the season. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, we were-
But ain't nobody excited.
We
But
were
when we
excited.
was excited.
We were.
We would not let one player fuck this up.
Nope.
Ain't blowing this fucking opportunity we got. And this shit don't come around but every 4 or 5 fucking years where you gonna assemble a team that can make it up there. This shit should be easy from this point on. This shit should be easy. Fucking
God.
this shit should be easy.
Serious?
Wait, hold on. This is the
I
best.
tear y'all ass up today, cause I ain't going out like that. God damn it.
That's
That's
fucked up
That
shit.
shit is amazing.
And-
That's how you motivate kids.
That
right
is.
there. You
There's
scare
actually
the shit out of them.
one of the comments underneath the clip, because I was watching it, is a guy, he's like, I played on this team, and those guys got us ready for life.
for
Like,
life.
For life.
In prison.
and in the movie, the principal, one of the best lines actually is the principal of this school goes, look, man, I can't tell you what the square root of a hypotenuse is, but I can tell you a lot about life.
Nobody can.
And you're like, that's perfect, man. Like, I'm
what
not
he
worried
said.
about the ins and outs and all these numbers and shit.
And they weren't building
But
a
I'll tell
team.
you-
What were they building there? They weren't building a team.
Wasn't it a franchise?
It was a program.
Program, that's right.
They were putting a program
Could you-
out on that field.
Is there any way you could queue up? My favorite thing of all is the second clip I sent, like the second one in the email. It starts at like 1 minute exactly or something.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the pregame one that we've probably referenced the most. This one is the first time
Face in my house, disrespecting me.
This
I gotta
is-
do something
this is
about
a
it.
good one.
My family right there, bro. I gotta protect my mama. My mama sitting in the stands, man. Your parents sitting right there. They're in your house, man. Your mama in the fucking stands. They try to disrespect me in my house and grab a fucking remote control. That's exactly what they did. They come to your house, grab a fucking remote control, Derek Willis, and control your fucking TV. In your motherfucking house. T. Diddy, they can't run in the house. Put on the same shit you got on. And say, fuck you.
Who's ready to play some football? High school, it's like 7:30 right there.
There's no way
Yeah.
you could hear that shit and not either be terrified
Yeah.
or ready to fucking kill somebody. That guy, I wish he would have been my high school coach, man.
I wish it had been my dad.
You know what's funny is when you played this for me, like I didn't even understand what he was talking. I didn't understand it. I'm in your house. I grab your remote control, and I change the channel, and I'm wearing the same shirt you got on. It doesn't even make
Do you know
sense.
what's
Like, I
really going on there, though, right?
No, I
He's
don't.
using the okay. First, he starts off by telling them by describing the old cliche in sports is like, this is our house,
Right, okay.
And then he's saying that like your mother literally is in the stands, so
Okay.
like we're not going to lose with your mother watching from the stands, right? And then he says what's going on is that these guys are coming over to your house. They're grabbing the remote control and they're trying to watch TV on your fucking TV, man.
No way.
Your motherfucking TV. It's like, that's the TV that you watch. These guys are coming over and they're trying to control your TV. And then he goes on to say what they did was they came over now in our house. They're putting on the same shit you got on.
Wait,
same
why are
clothes.
they doing that?
Because-
why are they
Because they're
putting
in your
on-
house in your closet.
Yes.
Oh,
But then after that, they're going, fuck you. So what are you going to do about it?
that train of logic is amazing.
For high school sports,
And-
that's the best pregame speech I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, what do they normally tell you? I never played sports. What do you hear?
I'll tell
Like,
you, if any school outside that specific city and that specific high school, if there were any coaches that talked to any kids like that, they'd be fired. They'd
Yeah.
never work again. But in that area,
it was cool.
it works. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was cool, but
Yeah, yeah.
So
it
amazing.
was a
I
way
mean,
to
I
get
feel
through
like
those kids.
here was a typical like pregame talk for high school sports is like all right, guys, you've put in a lot of work. You know, we've gone through this in practice. You've been training a lot. Go out there and get them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like a typical
On 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, win.
And these guys are like, you're not going to embarrass us. They don't give a fuck about those kids. They're not going out like that.
Yeah. That's
like this coach. Do you have the clip of what happens? So T Diddy, who's the focus of this whole thing.
If there's a clip.
He gets paralyzed.
Oh right, right.
Temporarily paralyzed after a game. Couldn't feel. They took him out on a stretcher, neck brace, and everything. And the one positive mentor he has in this whole thing is an ex-player from the Steelers. I don't remember his name, and he's telling him, like, you're 17. Don't go play next week. Like, you have a life ahead of you. And these guys are, basically like, you need to quit being a pussy and get back out on the field. And
Kick me, say it again.
this is it. Yeah. This is,
Kick me, say it again.
this is 2 weeks after he's paralyzed.
Drop kick me. Motherfucker, you drop kick me. Say it again. Drop kick me.
He did say it again.
Go ahead, drop kick. Say it again. No, let him say that fuck shit again. I'll knock his bitch ass out. Knock me out. Say it again. Knock me out. Go ahead. Say it again. Knock me out. All right. I'm gonna stand right here. Knock me out. Say it again. Knock me out. Say it again. Knock me out. Think I'm supposed to be scared of y'all? I bet you ain't said no motherfucking more, did you?
He did. He said it like 20 times.
Knock me out. Knock me out. I'll knock your ass out.
This is the coach attacking a child.
Yeah, we gonna ask you to do it. Gonna fucking. Why the fuck we wanna hurt you and one of y'all out here? That's a bitch ass excuse for you, man. Bitch ass excuse. I know. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Keep talking.
And that's the coach
Yeah.
hitting the player and tackling him.
Who was paralyzed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And he has to be separated.
Get the fuck back.
And it takes a
couple
while.
of coaches are holding the players back. Like, let them work this shit out right here. Let them work this shit out. He's 16.
Now, Redban, press pause real quick. As somebody who's never seen that before, what do you think?
This is intense. This shit right here that I'm watching right now was the first time I'm like, all right, that's fucked up.
It's fucked up, right?
This shit here is big time.
Now, do you guys know the history of this movie? Like, was this coach like fucking arrested for this?
This high school, no. This high school is like in a really bad section of Miami. Okay, and they're known for just fucking massacring other high schools in football. Wow. Like they produce NFL players over and over and over, and like big time college players all the time, every year. And it's a rough neighborhood, and they have just rough coaches to go with it. But it's the whole movie. You should watch the movie. The movie's really good.
This is like a Netflix thing.
Yeah, you can totally Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
It's
and I recommend anybody listening, if you want, like, if you've never seen it, it is a pretty awesome documentary. You agree?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's addicting. Like, the coaches, the players, the principal, everyone's a character in it. It's I know from these clips it doesn't look funny, but it is laugh out loud funny. There's a lot of really rich.
That last part was not funny.
It is if you watch it in context.
I was so into this and I would laugh so much.
He was really.
But I would laugh so much, especially like with Ryan, like, because we would say it to each other, and you would, like, sometimes you wouldn't expect it coming, or how it could be. And then I wrote the director an email that I was like, because I found his email address somewhere, and I was like, this is the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I
didn't realize it because I was getting so much joy out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't, and then I sent it, and he never wrote back, and I was like, oh, like, this sounds like, I'm really not trying to mock it. Like, I wasn't saying like, haha, I know that you're trying to make. Like, the movie is a legitimately really good documentary.
It is.
There's just moments. These guys are wild characters, man. Like, they're saying, like, I ain't going out like that. Like, that shit's just fun. That's
to kids.
It's objectively funny, like, to me. That pregame speech, as intense as it is, like, the more you watch it, the more you just laugh your ass off about. Because especially since he stumbles, he's like, the fucking remote control. Like, he's trying to find the word. That shit makes me laugh so hard. I cannot.
Why do you think that style of humor is what you like?
What triggers?
Yeah.
I think we've had this discussion so many times about everybody has. You could argue at least one definitive trigger that always makes you laugh. For me, inappropriateness, outbursts. I find like violent outbursts, not ones that like not somebody getting like kicked in the head, but like yelling, screaming violently where you feel like it's not appropriate to the situation. I don't know why. I figure it must be that like when I was younger, I saw something like that, and my reaction, the way that I handled it, was laughing, has always made me laugh. Anything inappropriate for like the environment, the circumstance, if the behavior is like out of line for what's going on, for me, automatic, I can't fucking control myself. Like I start just yelling. Do you have like a trigger like that?
Yeah, like Tony Hinchcliffe. I don't know if you know him or not, but he was tweeting the other day that how he was a seagull pooped in his mouth, and that right there makes me giggle so much. Like the idea of him getting pooped in the mouth too is also hilarious.
That's funny. That's very funny. Christina's trigger, hands down, is poop.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Like anything,
Poop
any
jokes.
shit related makes me laugh so fucking hard. We can be watching anything, and if there's poopy, oh my god, that. And I like inappropriateness, and I really like I know this is really bad, but like mental illness makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And it's because my mom worked for a psychiatrist when I was a little girl, and I would sit in the office sometimes and watch these patients come in and be like, I ate dirt today. And then the psychiatrist would be like, really? How many? Like, how much? 3 teaspoonfuls. And like, I don't know, it just really gets me, maybe because I fear it so much too. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm crazy. And there's something in that.
But by the way, really like, you know, any like sex jokes or references to like
violence and sex for you is like tops.
And like I saw some movie, I just changed a channel and the guy was like, well, why don't you fucking twist her clit off? And I just like
he loves that.
I just started laughing my ass off. I had no idea the context of what it was being said, but because I think it was inappropriate and like sexually kind of over the top, for me, hilarious.
Remember our sexual scenario we would come up with as a joke? Remember, we're like, what's the worst fantasy? And like, okay, I'm the janitor.
I'm the janitor.
School.
Yeah. No, I'm the janitor.
You're the janitor, and I'm the principal.
You're the principal. I'm the janitor of like a major corporation, and I clean the office, and I'm in there. I come in and I'm mopping the floor, and then what I do is you're like, hey, what are you looking at? And I'm like, nothing. And then you tell me to do what I want, so I staple your tits to the desk.
Wait, but before that, you dunk my head in the dirty water.
And I dunk your head in the dirty mop water.
With titty stapled?
Yeah, with titty stapled.
Yeah. What's bad about this?
That's the worst thing you've ever heard in your life.
That's found its way into my act now, you know.
Because it's true.
Hey, Christina, I have a perfect story then. If you like handicap stuff and if you like poop.
No, I feel bad with handicapping.
All right. Well, this is a true story, though.
Okay.
You might find humor in this. I don't like that this happened this way, but this happened.
Okay.
My friend lived next to a handicapped person. And the kid was like handicapped. And it was kind of like he was very nice and friendly, but one of those like won't leave you alone handicapped kids, you know, that's like coming to your door all the time, like, hey, I made flowers, and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice, thanks. You know, but he did it like, you know, maybe 20 times a day, you know, this to my friend, and so my friend's like, I am so sick and tired of this shit. And so he pooped in a cup and then said it was chocolate and gave it to the kid.
Oh my god, it's so mean.
He did this
How
for
much
real?
of it?
The kid ate it.
All of it?
And all of it. And it was all over his mouth. And so my friend called me and was like, Brian, come over here. Get on your bike. I got something to show you. And so I'm like, all right, what's going on? And then I come over and the kid's just sitting in the garage going, can I ride your lawnmower? And I'm like, whoa, what's all over his mouth, dude? And then the kid was like, only if you drink this lemonade.
No.
And he peed in a cup and the kid drank pee. God. And then
this is like an elementary school story.
Yeah. This is like
how old is everybody in the story?
5th grade.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were talking like a 25-year-old guy.
No, me too.
I was like, that's so fucked up. Of your friend is a criminal.
Me too. Child abuse.
That's so much better. Thank God, man. I was so fucking disturbed by this.
I got scared too.
I was starting to think the coaches on this documentary were all right guys. Holy family.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were in 5th grade.
All right, man.
And so,
Yeah,
but then he
thanks.
drank the piss, and then like a week later, my
But
friend,
the retarded guy was 25, right?
yeah, a week later, my friend got addicted to doing it, so he would just want to rampage. And just, I don't know.
What?
And finally, the parents found out, and he got in trouble. He had to sit down with like the 2 families. Can you imagine your son like? Now he fed my son, my retarded son, shit
And the guy was really retarded. He was retarded.
Yeah, and the kid just wanted to ride a lawnmower.
Oh,
My friend felt so bad.
I feel bad for hearing that.
Your friend felt bad for making him eat his shit?
I mean, no.
because he got caught.
No, think about it now. He feels really bad.
Oh,
Yeah, you should.
Oh, you still know the guy? You still talk to the
Oh
guy?
yeah, he's one of my good friends.
Wait, can I tell you? I want to ask Ryan what his is, but first,
Yeah.
I have to tell you what really makes me laugh. Have you guys ever seen that Gigi Allen documentary called "It's Hated"? Gigi Allen, the Murder Junkies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's my favorite one of all time.
It
and you have to watch
encompasses
this.
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
wildly inappropriate
right,
behavior.
It's the best.
It's so much poo.
He's
More
right.
poo than you'd ever want in a documentary.
It's mental illness, it's inappropriateness, and there's the best scene ever when Gigi Allen is performing at a university in a cafeteria, and he peels a banana, gets naked, and then shoves the banana up his ass.
Yeah. And then
And that's
throws
the
it.
finale.
Then
And
he comes
then-
out and he throws it out.
And it makes me laugh so hard.
And he has a comically small penis.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's always out. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's really tiny,
Yeah.
and it's always out. And he's just like, what's up? It's my
Gigi
dick.
Allen. Wait,
it
no,
out.
Ryan, what's your thing? I have to know it.
Do you have a trigger?
What
Yeah,
makes you laugh?
I'm pretty much the same as you are. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah?
public inappropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the best.
I really do love it. And aggression. I really like aggression. I'd much rather see someone beat someone than outduel them with words.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's funnier to me.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funnier to me for someone to lose their shit and be like, fuck this, and just go physically attack someone
Yeah.
than to just stand there and,
Yeah.
outduel them with
This
vocabulary. Fuck that.
This highlights to me that like this movie got us yelling so much that in that type of public inappropriate aggression that I started doing it
Oh, yeah.
in public too.
Yeah.
And one time we were
I love this story.
we were rolling
Oh.
down Fairfax, and there was like halfway down the block there's this black guy who's like, I think he's carrying like a bag. He's walking down the street, and from inside the car I go, and I just scream it, but the windows are up, and like it was like cued. That guy turns around, he's like, and like he screams right back at us, and we were like, holy shit. And another time,
You spoke the code.
yeah, another time I was doing radio, and on the radio show, they had patched in these 2 guys, and they had 2 guests, essentially, 2 callers that were calling in, talking to each other, and they were disagreeing, and it happened to be, it was 2 black guys, and they were like, hold on a second, man, and going back and forth, and so for fun, I just leaned up to the mic, and at the height of their yelling, I was just like, now wait a second, man, hold on a second, pull it back a second, brother, and they both went silent.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie coached me for that. Like
Oh,
this
it trained
movie,
you.
This movie got you
It trained.
100% ready for the year of the bull.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we should do prank calls with your gift, Tommy. Like, can we call like
We should
somewhere in
do-
the South and do or like?
And do this voice, Ryan. We should do this together.
Yeah, you guys want to do prank calls?
We should call somebody with that voice.
With-
Okay, I'll
with your
try to set
voice.
that up.
Now wait, just
so
to put
funny.
that
Where
first.
should we call that?
I want to tell you something, Redban. That first clip that you showed, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Just to put that into context,
Yeah.
what's going on there is
Uh-huh.
that's halftime of the state championship game, and to give you an idea of what most halftime are like. They are like that. They are a lot like that. Usually people are taking shits, taking pisses. But coaches are usually like, here's what's working, here's what's not working. And they usually pull up a chalkboard and they'll go, when they run this play, we need to defend it with that, right? That's kind of the
So
general.
good.
Make
And
some adjustments.
what these guys just said was like, why is the defense not working? That's what's repeated. And then they smack the shit out of them. Why it's not working? Why the fuck isn't that working?
Wow.
That's how you coach
This
defense.
That's
school
fucking crazy.
That
also
belch
should
was
be known. It should be known that this school not only is in a rough neighborhood, but the fans themselves actually I think I read online a story, because I've had a couple of people from this high school follow me on Facebook and things like that, because they see that we put these quotes out there about it, and they're like, oh my God. And they have a fan bus. They have fan buses that go to every game, every high school game. And on one of the fan buses of adults, full of adults, they pulled off like 6 handguns on the way to a rival school.
No, that was Vero Beach.
Serious?
Oh, was it?
That was Vero Beach.
That was Vero Beach.
What happened was, when I was in high school, in Vero Beach. I went to St. Edward's, a small school, and up the street was Vero Beach High School, a big school. And 1 year in the playoffs, Vero was playing Miami Northwestern, which is like a big deal. So I went to the game, and Vero beat Miami Northwestern. This was in like 1995 or 6, one of the two, 95 or 96. And as we're leaving the game, you hear pop, 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 like that.
Popcorn?
So, popcorn was going off. Well, we run out,
It was
go
delicious.
home. The next day in the paper, they said they went on to the fan bus, and they found 8.
Oh, 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't not mean to do a disservice to.
Yeah, they found they came ready.
Miami
They didn't come,
Northwestern.
and then that was so intense that the following week, Vero went down to Miami to play Miami Southridge, which is another huge high school down there, and each player got a police escort from the bus.
Each player,
high school, got an escort from the bus to the locker room.
It's also amazing because the fans will actually bet money on these kids.
Yeah.
They show this
That's
in the
in the movie.
documentary.
Yeah.
right.
They show it. And it's funny because they're like, look how much money I got. And then one kid's like, I don't think we're supposed to be saying this on camera. But the adults will give them, you'll see them run over to the stands and put some money in their hand and then off. But these guys
That's
bet real
crazy.
money on it, on high school football.
Did you play football in high school, right?
No, I didn't.
Did you play
They
any
wouldn't
sport?
let me. I played soccer, and it was the same time as
Really?
football, and I wasn't allowed to do both sports.
Soccer's hard as shit, too.
Soccer's a
That's
good
hard.
sport, man.
Run and kick a ball. I didn't do shit in high school. I just smoked cigarettes and, was goth and stuff.
You were goth?
Yeah.
How goth are we talking about?
Super goth.
Goth
You know this
before
about
goth
me.
was
I
goth? I've seen
knew.
like one picture, but that
Oh,
could have been
yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, yeah. No. Goth.
The Cure and
The Cure
the
and
whole nine.
Bauhaus. I would sit in my room
Morrissey.
and listen to Joy Division. Yeah. That's my high school.
All those.
Yeah.
Erasure.
Erasures, come on, they're not goth.
The other thing,
I don't know, I wasn't
They're
good.
gay anthem,
Gay anthem.
They're not
we should
like-
point out that I think all of us have tried to get people to watch the documentaries we like. That's the thing that we're
know.
into. We're into getting people to watch You're into documentaries a lot, right?
Yeah, but I tend to watch just by mistake documentaries.
Yeah.
There's no kind of direction. I just watched one about Korn the other day. Then it's it's very
Korn?
random documentaries I watch.
Yeah.
The
Well,
band
that's
or the
how I
food?
found
No,
this.
no, Korn the yummy stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's about is that Food Inc.?
Food. No, it's called Korn.
Oh.
I think.
Because Food Inc. talks about corn.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, there's really.
documentaries.
I just saw you guys. We were talking about
King
it on
Korn.
Joe's
King Korn. That's what it's called.
the other day. I saw Inside Job.
Yeah.
That's did you see it?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really
What's
good.
that one about?
It's basically about the financial meltdown of 08 and how it's an inside job basically.
Oh,
how
cool.
everybody who is in charge of the financial industry is rigs it.
A scumbag piece of human garbage.
Basically, they're in it for themselves. And
Yeah.
it kind of shows you how it's all connected politically and corporately. They all kind of are tied in together. And that's why the regulations will really never have any effect, or will never actually be in effect, because people that are in a position of power corporately end up being in a position of power politically, and they won't allow laws to ruin what they've got going on
Of course.
in finance, So
Awesome.
it's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty hopeful.
It makes you feel good.
I feel good hearing that.
America.
Well, let's get a little background on Ryan, because
Yeah,
we know
let's
this,
talk
but
to
our
Ryan.
listeners don't know this. What about? Tell us where you're from.
I'm originally from Baltimore. I was born in West Baltimore,
City that reads.
city that breeds,
Yeah.
and lived there for a little while. Then we moved out to the county because my dad wanted better things for us than the city could provide, like a yard, good schools,
Yeah.
chance at living past the age of 9,
Yeah.
shit like that in Baltimore. And then I grew up out in the county. I had my family in the city, so we spent a lot of our days, nights, and summers in the city and the county. And that's really it. I mean,
what
grew
is
up lower
Baltimore?
middle class.
What is Baltimore known for?
Murder.
Okay.
Crabs.
Steamed crabs.
But
murder,
it's the murder capital,
and the
from what I
Orioles,
understand,
and
right?
the Ravens.
Or was it?
It's in the running.
It's up there every
always
year.
in the running.
It's always up in like the top 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say they always place.
They always place, yes.
Yeah.
They medal every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
There's a medal.
Well, I'm not judging. I was born in Windsor, Ontario, which is across from Detroit, so it's not very glamorous either. So sorry, go ahead. You were saying?
No, you can judge. It's okay. I had no idea.
What did he say, Redban?
What?
I didn't hear you. What you
I didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Shut up. Are you messing?
No.
Here it was. Is that one of your belches?
That was so good. Oh my god, that's scary. Did you hear that?
What?
Hear what?
How the fuck do you do that?
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
What?
No, going out like that. I feel like I'm having
an acid
put the lotion
Today
in
is
the
420.
basket.
Did you guys celebrate
Yes.
420?
We did. We were going to shave this down to a little mustache just in the middle.
The Jordan? Or the
It's
Hitler?
Hitler's birthday, guys.
It is?
Oh yeah, that's what we celebrate.
I love that Jordan started rocking that stash. You realize, too, we were talking about how Jordan had a Hitler stash for like a few months.
Wow, you
And
rocked
he-
it for that long?
And he
or he rocked.
Yeah, he did, and he filmed one of his Hanes commercials, at least one of them in them.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
saying, he showed up, and they're like, hey, and then they were like, that's Michael Jordan. Like, you don't say shit to him about. They were probably like, do you want us to like reshape that? And he was like, nah, like don't touch my shit. And they're like, all right, cool. Hey, Jordan's gonna shoot with his Hitler mustache. Like, good to go, right? And like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, you can't step up and tell Michael Jordan.
Well, didn't he
No.
beat AIDS?
I think you mean the Knicks. No, the Magic Johnson beat AIDS.
Magical Johnson.
Hey,
beat
hold on.
AIDS.
Magical Johnson.
Did you really just
Beat
confuse Michael Jordan?
It's all the same to me. Come on. Like, I watch sports. I'm not a lesbian.
That's horrible, man.
No, Michael Jordan has a Hitler mustache, and Magic Johnson beat AIDS. That's all you need to know about the NBA right now.
That's all I
that'll
know
keep
about
you current.
the NBA.
If anyone's like, what do you know about the NBA these days? That's all you need
Well,
to
I
know.
know Kobe Bryant called someone a fagula.
He did.
Yeah, well, big deal.
What's that even mean?
People call him worse things, I bet.
I was saying this the other day, that the thing that kills me about the whole, Kobe being, saying faggot or whatever he said, is the issuing of that apology. Like, first the criticism, how they're going to be like, it's so horrible. I'm not arguing that it's like, it's a bad word, and you're saying something, it's a slur for a whole group of people. But this idea that he's, hey, I'm really sorry that was in the heat of the moment. Let's not act like you don't say that fucking 100 times a day.
I
Right.
know.
You say
I
it to
agree.
your teammates. You probably say it to the coach. You probably pull your car in the Staples Center, take the keys, toss them over your head, and say, "Park my shit, faggot," to whoever does that.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Watch it, dude.
And I'm sure he goes. He goes home and says it to whoever else is at the house. Like,
Of
it's
course.
The guy's
some-
dick he's sucking.
Yeah.
Look, when we were kids, we played a game called Smear the Queer.
Right.
Okay, I had no idea what a queer was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that it meant a guy that wanted to put his dick in another guy's ass.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's what it meant when I was throwing the fucking football up and catching it, or I never would have been the queer. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's just a name. It's,
Yeah.
smear the queer.
Yeah.
Smear the idiot that has the football.
Yeah.
Tackle him.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
You know,
know.
but it's everyone. I know.
I understand. I think every
know it's a
group
hurtful word.
goes through their thing of having to establish that they can't be, smeared in public. But then again, everybody calls each other cunts and pussies, and I don't fucking...
The guy, Kobe was saying this to somebody, saying it to the ref, that he was trying to hurt. He's trying to say it hurtfully.
Right.
So, I think everybody understands that emotion. Like, when somebody just, did something to you or hurt you in some way. He's not saying, you are, stop, you're such a guy who fucks other guys' asses.
Yeah.
Like, he's just being like, he's just trying to say something to get anger out of him. But the apology, I'm bothered by the apology more than him saying it. I hate those insincere apologies.
too.
I don't buy them at all. And people are like, well, now Now everything's cool because he released a statement.
But wait a minute. Don't these players call each other N-bombs?
Constantly?
Constantly.
Yes, of course.
So then how come nobody's offended if Kobe calls Michael Jordan or Magical Johnson and this and that or whatever on his team? I don't know what
because it's actually a really legitimate question.
Thank you. I raised them a lot.
People, I think, would answer it different ways. One of the reasons is because most people agree that, like, if you're black, then you can say you can say the word that is the the pejorative term for black,
whatever you are allowed to use that derogatory term.
For sure. So, like, if it was like an ice skating tournament and they're like, "What's up, faggot?" then everybody can say it.
I would go to evereveryone if that's what was going on.
Yeah.
The best
but
thing ever.
what I can't hear, and I'm pro gay. I've whatever's
You've
fine.
sucked dicks before.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
God. Yeah. Make sure you put an S on the end of that. Right? But I can't sit and listen to gay guys tell me that the saying fag is the same as the N-word. I can't.
Oh, I know. That's so
can't
fucking
equate
stupid.
it. Like, there weren't a bunch of fags grouped together and brought here and made to build this country without rights. Like, you have, other than marrying, you have nothing but rights. You've been, what's the word I'm looking for? You've
been discriminated
against. Thank you. But you've always had rights.
Yeah.
You've always been able to vote. You've always been able to use the same bathrooms. You've always been able to use the same water fountains. I mean, there were no Jim Crow laws for gay people.
But
I think it's a they're legitimate, like, gripe to. They've been hated upon and continue to be so.
And don't forget that when you're young and you're gay and you're a little boy and people call you faggot and then they beat the shit out of you, that's terrifying.
But that's why that's the argument for why, like, it's not cool to say that. Like,
of course.
If you use fag or faggot to a gay person, that is as hateful as you can be to them. Like, that's a horrible thing to do. But it just has, like, the reality of it is that people say that all the time without a homosexual context to it. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it doesn't mean
where it's just like it has nothing to do with, like, straight guys say it to each other about, like, we're gonna fix your car,
right, but that's the problem.
Being stupid.
No. But that's exactly a problem. Is that it's so embedded. The homosexual hatred is so embedded in the culture that you guys don't even make the association that it's homophobic. That's what they're saying.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't even, because it's not even a thought of, like, hey, faggot this, faggot that. It's even more pejorative. It's even like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and plus, as a majority, black people are a lot more scarier than faggots.
Oh,
that's a good point.
Absolutely. Case in point, Year of the Bull.
Right.
If that was a documentary about dance class, I don't think I'd be scared of
it. Will you? What are you opening?
What are you opening, Redban? We can hear
you couldn't hold on. What is it?
I was gonna give you a present.
What is it?
It was my birthday.
No, don't worry about it.
I will say
thanks,
what?
What?
Whose birthday?
It was my birthday.
Oh, yours?
Birthday
No, we know that. It was on the 16th.
Check out that new fleshlight I got, the new blue one.
Oh, nice.
It's fresh if you want to put your finger in it.
Have you used it?
No, it's
Seriously?
It's never been used.
This one?
Yeah, that's a fresh one. So if you ever want to know what a fresh one is,
I keep hearing.
I actually wanted to get him one.
Raving reviews about this thing.
Oh,
it's fresh.
How many times have you come in that?
Let's talk about that.
Oh, it was just you. Yeah, you might have dribbled. You did dribble.
Ew.
How do you clean it? How do you clean
You don't.
it?
I don't. That's
Just
the
like a
the joke.
woman, you don't.
I actually just shoot into it. I don't actually use it. Now it's just to see how much I can come
Did you
into
really
it.
come in that?
Today, yeah.
Oh, it's a finisher?
For real?
No.
So nasty. Don't you have extra ones?
No. Those are my two old ones, and I retired both of them.
Why?
They've been just rolling around on the carpet too much.
Well, you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's your new flashlight.
Yeah.
She's a little bit better than those.
How's your girlfriend? Is that her picture?
Great.
There she is. She's
look
a
at her.
fox.
Damn,
Yeah.
man.
She's smoking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at
what's
you.
up.
Yeah.
That's
Look
what's
at you.
up.
You know what sucks?
What?
Is when you're in a new relationship and you have like a lot of sex and then you have to keep on doing that like all the time because you can't just start, acting like, hey, we don't have to do it 5 times a day.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's your problem? That's your issue right now?
Fucking sucks.
That's your rich people problems kind of thing going on? That's
I
nice.
wish I was rich.
You know what sucks, man, is when you have like these multiple accounts and you get so much interest on your $1 million that you don't know how to replace that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm rich in pussy.
Hey-o.
Well, you're rich in something.
Yeah.
Sickle cell. Sorry, that's another. People don't know that's a nickname for
That
Ryan
is-
Sickler.
Yeah, let's also let the people know that you created that nickname.
What?
That's not like you met me and people were already like sickle cell. And you're like, oh, what's up, man? No, that's something you guys created
but
for me.
it's caught on.
Tell what happened at your workplace one time. My friend Rena.
Well, this is after we started using this a lot.
For years.
Yeah.
Sickle
It happened
cell has-
years after.
Since we've known Ryan Sickler, he has been sickle cell.
Which you have affectionately coined black cancer. Which I think is fucking hilarious. Yeah, you did. You said that's like saying something to somebody. It's like, hey, black cancer. Like that was a nickname.
is, yes.
Saying it like a nickname.
Because those of you who don't know, it is a disease that is only in the African American community, correct? It is a genetic...
I feel like there are some people outside the African American community.
Isn't
that
it?
probably
Isn't it
got
predominantly
but
a
it's
female?
No, it's predominantly black people have it.
I just know.
No, I know, but I'm
it's
saying,
so
isn't it
hoax.
female within African?
I don't know.
All right.
I've never done the studies on the nickname you guys have created. However, I was working one day and Christina's friend, coincidentally, I didn't know, worked in the same building. And on the other side of my desk was this black kid, and she came over and she yelled from probably 20 yards away, "Hey, sickle cell!" And I hear this little black kid, he was an effeminate black kid sitting on the side of me, just go, "Sickle cell!" And he stood up, and I had to explain
Sickle
to
cell.
this black kid, like, yeah, that's what they call me. The shit that kills a lot of people you probably know. That's what they call me.
What did he say? Was he like, what the fuck?
He was kind of like, ha, ha, ha. You know, like, what do you say to that?
Sick
Like,
as
oh, that's the explanation? Like, what?
This is bullshit.
There's no good reason.
They call you leukemia? That's
Sickles
weird.
there.
That made it
Yeah,
all
that
worthwhile.
Snoop ass.
When did I wanted to ask you
Wow.
this on the show? When did you first do stand up again? Because you did it once or something and then stopped.
Yeah, I started when I was 20 in Baltimore, and I did it for a few months.
So you did it a few times.
Yeah, I did it like every week there at this one little club called Winchester's on Water Street. I think it might still be there. And then, you know, life happened. I had to put myself through school and didn't do it again until I was 27.
Wow, that's a long time.
wow.
Long time.
Now, when did we meet you? How old? That was... Tommy was 23.
Probably 90... Well, let's see.
No.
99, 8, 9?
No, I moved here in 02.
No. Because I graduated college 99, and I didn't start doing stand-up until maybe 02.
Really?
That's when I would have met you, 02.
2 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
02.
02 then.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
almost 10
The
years.
first time I heard Ryan, I was he was at the Good Bar. Remember the Good Bar?
Yeah.
Good Bar was on Sunset. It's
Upper
right
Sunset.
when
The
you,
border of Beverly Hills.
Yep, Beverly Hills,
I
yeah.
remember that now.
and there's a curtain separating like the
Yeah.
stage. So
Yep.
I was like, you were on stage, and I was like, oh, this is a funny black guy that's on stage right now. Like, I was like, I want to meet this guy. And then you came off, and I was like, where's the guy that was on? And they were like, that's him right there. And I was like, no, it was a black guy that was on stage. They're like, no, it's this guy right here. And to this day, sometimes people think you're black when they hear
I
you.
get it a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When people talk to me on the phone for the first time, they're like, "Oh, I was expecting a black guy." I get it. I've been told I have an old black man's soul more times.
I
than care to
believe
imagine.
that. Oh, that's for
I've
sure.
been told that.
You have
Well,
an
you
old-
call me a grouchy dog.
You're a
Yeah.
grouchy. You're like a grouchy junkyard dog, and we
With
we
an
call
old black
Ryan-
man's soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like one of these guys right
You're
here.
like
You're the
you're like
bull.
Fred Sanford.
Yeah,
You should live in a junkyard with your son Lamont.
Do you have
Yeah.
a harmonica?
I do have a harmonica.
Do you really?
Knew it.
Yeah.
Did you hike today?
Yes.
It's so upsetting how much this guy hikes now.
So
I mean,
fit.
let's not call it hiking. I mean, I walk fire trail.
But you walk like
You do Runyon Canyon?
No, I know it's
You do
Fryman.
Fryman.
Now?
Canyon.
every day.
Wow.
Every day, yeah.
Running
You can't be
Canyon?
fat.
So
And
you-
I've decided you can't be fat and lazy. You can be fat
Yeah.
or you can be lazy, but you can't be fucking fat. And
So you're neither now, though.
That's what I.
I'm still a little lazy.
You are?
One hike is,
That's good. How many miles do you hike?
anywhere from 4 to 6 every
Get
day.
the fuck out of here. That's
Come with me, man.
amazing.
I saw a bobcat out there the other day. For real. For the first time. I've been going there for years, and you're not supposed to have dogs off leash, but some people do it.
Was he like,
And
Say podcast.
the fuck back in Police Academy. And
those were good movies.
I came up the hill, or as Tom likes to say, I come up that hill.
I come up that hill.
And I saw what I thought was a dog off leash, and it stopped. And it looked at me, and I was like, I had panic, like sheer panic go through my body. Like there's no cage between me and this animal. It was like the size of a dog, but it looked like a cat. And my first thought was like, I'm gonna fuck this thing up with my water bottle.
I thought you said I was gonna fuck this thing so hard.
Fuck the shit
I'm
out of
actually
stupid
really,
cat.
I think really well on my feet in panic situations, and I've been in a lot of emergency situations, and I think real well. And my initial second thought was, and that may not be logical, but my initial second thought was, and then I'm going to take my headphone cords and wrap it around its neck and choke it out. That's my game plan in case it attacks me. But it decided to just run down the hill, and I was like, that's probably better for both of us.
What's this whole go back to? I've been in a lot of emergency situations.
I know.
I've been in a lot of emergency situations. Really? Yeah, I've had to. Have you ever had to call 911 for something real?
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah,
that's an emergency situation, I would say. Right?
Yeah. How many times have you done that?
I just did it on my birthday. I walked into a 7-Eleven.
What?
I walk into a 7-Eleven here in the valley, and there's a guy sitting on the floor gushing blood from the head.
Jesus.
There's 3 or 4 people in line, and the clerk is standing there, and he goes, hey, watch out for that guy. I was going to the ATM. And I was like, oh, this guy who's bleeding massively from the head right now, and his bike is parked in the store. So I think maybe this dude fell off, hit his head. I'm like, what's the matter with this guy? He won't look up. He has his... sitting in the install, his head down. You can see flesh pulled aside, flap open, gushing blood.
People walking over him, right?
I stepped around him to get money,
and
just me. And but I was concerned. I was like, "What's up with this dude?" And the guy's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't know? He's on your floor, bleeding, like out, straight up out. You want to call 911?" I'm like, "You call 911." He's fucking dials 911. He's an Indian dude. Hands me the phone. I'm like, hello? And they're like, 911, put me on hold.
Yep, they always do that, motherfuckers.
Then they come back with attitude. What's the emergency? I'm like, I'm in a 7-Eleven. There's a guy bleeding from the head. Hold, please. And then they transfer me to the bleeding head department, I guess. Wow. And then, the whole time, I'm like, God, if I was shot on the floor right now, dying the whole time, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'd be fucking freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like, what's the emergency? I'm like, there's a guy in 7-Eleven bleeding massively from the head. And they're like, what happened to him? I'm like, I don't know. The clerk said he doesn't know, but he won't help me out. I say, what's the address to the clerk? He's like, 131. And I'm like, 131. He's like, no, 8542. I'm like, 8542. He's like, no, 131. I'm like, dude, what is it? What is the address here? Back and forth. And I said, finally, I was like, print a receipt. Print a fucking receipt from your register. He prints it out. I look at the receipt. It's like 13716 Vineland. I was like, you're an asshole. Medics get there in like 5 minutes. They're like, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. There's a guy in there bleeding from the head. Take it from there. That was just March.
You kept your cool. That's the whole point.
Well, that one wasn't really an emergency situation, but that popped in my head because it's the most recent
I had a
time
similar
I've called
one.
911.
I had that one I told you about where my sister was like, what was that back there?
Dude, this is a great story.
Yeah.
This is a great story.
And I'm driving out on in Florida on Highway 60, and I was like, I don't know. She was like, there was something back there in that field. And I was like, I don't want to fucking go back there. Because we're on a one-way street. And she was like, there was something in that field. And I was like, gee. And like, I almost would have been like, well, too bad, you know? So I decided to go turn around, have to do a huge, like this one-way street, turn left, back another one-way street. And then we're seeing the field again. I don't see anything at first. And then I notice that there is a light in the middle of the field. I was like, oh shit, there is something there. So we pull up again. We park, and as we get out, I see that this field is surrounded by a fence. But the fence, at one point, has like a huge chunk of it missing, like just gone. And you can tell it's ripped from where it was. So then I'm like, oh shit, this is something. And as I walk a little closer, I see that light is from a motorcycle. And the motorcycle is kind of like just laying there. The light's kind of beaming up. And so you're like, shit, there's a motorcycle there. And then you look around, and about 25 yards from the motorcycle, you see a body. So I walk up to the body, and I was like, holy shit. And you really start to panic, you know. And it was weird. I didn't want to touch the guy. I'm like, hey. And I start being polite. I'm like, sir, sir,
yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. And then I just reach my hand out slowly and finally touch him on the shoulder. I'm like, touch it, sir. And then I just hear like, and the guy sits up, and as he sits up,
he ejaculates.
into your mouth like a bird.
Best story ever.
There was no emergency after all. No. When he sits up, his head flaps open. And it's like,
fuck.
And then he ejaculated?
And then his skull is open,
And you jerked off his
head. I came into his head, but I used it as a sealant. Yes, and I put his head back together.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did.
And to this day, he still sends me thank you cards sealed with cum.
Oh my God.
He says, if you hadn't come in my head, I wouldn't be here today.
Fuck yeah.
So I sent him cum baskets every Christmas. No, the best part was that we called 911. My sister's freaking out. We get them to come out. They land a helicopter in the field, and then the cop's talking to me about what happened. I explain to him. He goes, well, I'd hate for you to be a good Samaritan and then go to jail yourself. And I was like, what? He was like, I could smell that alcohol in your blood. And I was like, I had like half a beer. He's like, you might want to get out of here. And I was like, all right, man. Yeah, later. I'll just get in the car.
Wait, but you weren't? Were you driving, or your sister?
Yeah,
was
but
driving?
I was driving. But it was just like I literally had like half a beer, and I was like, I'm fine.
And the cop was like, "Go ahead and get back in that car and drive out of here." That's good police.
Yeah,
that's good police.
Fuck out of here.
I had one that happened to me, kind of the same line. I was going to work, and I got really baked before I went to work. I worked as a manager of a independent movie theater that only played like small artsy movies
in Columbus.
In Columbus, I was a manager there, and so I was like. Going to work, and I'm all dressed up in my tie and stuff, and my favorite CD or band had a new CD that day, and I'm like, oh, this is the first time listening, just pumping up to the stereo, driving to work. Suddenly, I'm like on the highway going about 65, something like that, 75, and I see this guy dart off the right side of the street, and he was holding a big long pipe, like a PCP pipe. It's like, what the fuck is this guy doing on the highway? I'm like, oh, that's like some kind of worker or something. Then I look straight, and the car in front of me hits this guy standing in the middle of a street with another pipe, full on. I see his face go through the windshield, smack over the car, smack over my car, and I slammed on the brakes. His shoe flies off, lands in my passenger side window, right on my thing. Right when I stop, I look over, I'm like, fucking shoe! Creepy. I get out of the car, and the guy's just sitting there, fucking so much blood and brain coming out of his head. It was fucking like, it was like his whole head was emptied, and he was like shaking, doing the stupid crazy shake shit. And like all these construction workers started coming down, and I guess what happened, they were working on a bridge, and a couple pipes fell down, and they were trying to pick up the pipes off the highway before anyone ran over it. And one guy points to me because they're all not wearing shirts, and it was really sweaty, and they were all very strong and muscular. And this one guy had like his hair come to his side. I'm just kidding. No, but they were all not wearing shirts, and they point to me and they're like, "Give me your fucking shirt, man. We need to wrap his head up." And I look down at my this is like a nice dress shirt for work, and I'm like his brain's outside of his head.
Yeah,
and then I was like, am I being a dick here?
Yes.
Yes. And so I go, okay. So I start taking my shirt off, and suddenly this guy just throws his shirt down. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
The main thing you got out of this is you didn't want to give up your shirt.
No, I'm saying like this all happened in like a microsecond. This is not like I'm sitting here going,
when it comes to Redban,
think about this brain thing.
That's him good on his feet.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to save a life or a shirt? Shirt.
I'm so proud of you. You
actually you saw something horrifying that you probably tried to block out of your head.
Which one?
On Hollywood Boulevard when you saw that kid on the tricycle.
This is bad. Okay, yeah, I forgot about it. You're right. I was on Hollywood Boulevard, and sun was setting, and there was a family, a mom and two kids jaywalking, and on the opposite way, I see them. They're cutting through traffic. It was major traffic, and this little kid on his tricycle just got popped off. Someone just hit him, and the kid I saw bounce on the sidewalk on the asphalt, and I was just. It was so fucking awful. It was
intense.
Awful.
You came so hard. You said
that.
Yeah.
It was,
wow. Do you think
amazing.
About
I rub them out.
You never know what you're going to hear at your mom's house.
I've called 911 for people just on the floor a lot, on the sidewalk. Like, people just walk over people. Yeah. And they'll put you on hold. They'll be like, 911, can you hold? I'm like, no.
I've learned that if you call from a cell phone out here, it goes to the CHP. It doesn't actually go.
They transfer you.
Yeah, then you get transferred.
Man, because if someone breaks in your house and you're terrified,
I'm scared.
Really, 911 hold.
Hold on a second.
You know what someone just recently told me? Not to keep bringing this down, but a friend of mine, her girlfriend went out with a bunch of her girlfriends one night drinking, and they got fucked up, and she decided, I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to take a cab home. So she takes a cab home, and the cab driver knew she was drunk, and she got to her front door, and when she was fumbling with the key, she got attacked from behind.
No.
And what happened was the cabbie pulled around the corner and followed her because he knew she was fucked up and was going to rape her. So he gets her in the door and puts her on the ground. He's getting ready to rape her, and she's screaming. Dude doesn't know she's engaged. Fiance is home, comes down and fucks him up. They call the police, and the police tell her that this happens to women all the time.
Wow.
Like, you have no idea how many drunk women do the responsible thing by themselves, go home, and these cabbies will attack them, rob them, rape them, whatever. I just learned that.
You know, my friend Sarah Burns and I, we do this thing where we used to live close enough where we get drunk and then put the other one in a cab and she would go home, is that I would meet the cabbie and be like, what's your name, sir? You know, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good
and then
friend.
I get his fucking number and be like, sir, if my friend doesn't make it home in 5 minutes, if she doesn't call me, I am going to call the police.
You would say that to him?
Absolutely. Sarah Burns taught me that trick.
See, we don't
now
think
we
like
do that. Well, because you guys will never get raped.
You know what I would say? I would be like, get the fuck out of my cab if you think of that type of person. Fuck you, lady.
Really?
I've never seen a female cab driver ever.
Neither
Except
have
for
I.
Leonardo. They're rare. They're like black lifeguards.
That's true. Why are there no black? They don't
know.
like swimming. Black people
yeah.
are afraid of the water. Yeah.
But cabbies, female cabbies, I feel like would be.
That's true. Well, it's so Or working at 7-Eleven. You don't see many women working at 7-Eleven either.
Redban.
I don't blame that.
Yeah. Will you play the very first clip again? Now that we know the context of it for our listeners.
Yes.
This is halftime. You're down by 10 points.
Okay.
Let's get this defense working.
Should be fucking easy getting it. Why we not working? Tell me, son. Why the defense not working? Should be fucking easy getting it. Why we not working? Why the defense not working? I don't know. Why the defense not working? Why not working? Huh? Motherfucker, why not working? We ain't going out, motherfucker. We ain't going out. We ain't going out. We ain't doing what the fuck we supposed to do, motherfucker. We ain't doing the fuck we supposed to do. Motherfucker, I ain't doing the fuck we supposed to do. Shut up. Just listen.
Makes me so happy.
That shit is a Christmas carol to me.
They have the entire team crammed into one tiny shower stall, and they wear these like welder's gloves, and they beat them on the side of their helmets.
Oh my god!
Completely.
They should do like some kind of song to that sound.
Auto-
you know,
yeah,
you know, there should be some kind of like
sample that
fucking remix.
They should auto-tune that shit.
Yeah, auto-tune it definitely.
Speaking of, did you guys hear the story about David Byrne? What's his name? Charlie
Crist, yeah.
The closeted gay senator in Florida.
Well, the former governor who
Former
ran for
governor.
senator, he didn't win.
Okay, so he used David Byrne's Talking Heads song "Road to Nowhere" illegally without David Byrne's consent.
Which you know that they know is not okay to do.
Of course.
Yeah.
And David Byrne's really like, I don't endorse like this closeted asshole piece of shit human scum face, and sued Christ for $1 million and had him apologize on YouTube so that he could get remixed and auto-tuned by everyone. And I think that's brilliant.
That's ridiculous.
Wait,
It's
who's?
great.
He's gonna. Yeah, so he did the.
He did on the whole
He did. Actually, can you look up?
Yeah.
So he set up the
Will
apology
you look
so
at
that people could
the
take
apology?
Part
is
of-
the settlement.
Part of the settlement is that
Charlie Crist
has to apologize on YouTube so that it can be
Crist.
mixed and auto-tuned and made into shit from people on YouTube. So the humiliation
Continues.
continues. And that's the most brilliant part of the whole thing.
Yeah, and it'll be there forever. That's part of the settlement. Is like, you can't take this shit down.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Charlie Crist. During 2010, I ran for a seat in the United States Senate.
And I sucked.
During that campaign, a video advertisement utilized a song made famous by David Byrne and the Talking Heads called Road to Nowhere. The advertisement was posted on my campaign website, on YouTube, and sent out via email. Regrettably, the campaign did not ask permission to obtain a license from Mr. Byrne to use Road to Nowhere in the advertisement. In fact, Mr. Byrne has never permitted his songs to be used for advertising of any kind.
You know he wrote
A
that shit
position
for
I
him.
respect
Yep.
deeply. The use of David Byrne's song and his voice in my campaign advertisement without his permission was wrong and should not have occurred. I do not support, nor do I condone, any actions taken by anyone involved in the Senate campaign that were inconsistent with David Byrne's rights. or with any other artist's rights,
Jesus Christ,
or the various
you really
legal
have to eat
protections
it.
afforded.
Good
to
for you.
intellectual
Has anyone
property.
auto-tuned this or
Yes.
remixed it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Let's hear those.
How about David Byrne, man? That's fucking awesome.
Love
That
that
is
guy.
awesome.
Good for
Yeah, I
you.
love David
Fucking
Byrne.
rad.
Stepping up for himself.
Mm-hmm.
I hear David Byrne's from Maryland.
Is he really?
Is he?
That's what I hear.
He's
I've read.
funny, man.
I love David Byrne.
He's really
This
funny.
Charlie Chris, though, does he have anti-gay policies and stuff, Tommy?
He's probably just one
all
of the
do,
guys
these
who was
closets.
like.
So he got caught. Did he get caught?
Well, here's the thing.
He's
He
in that
pretends like...
documentary.
Yeah, there's this documentary called Outrage by Kirby Dick, which is fantastic, which talks about the problem of these people being closeted, like politicians, because what they do is that they end up self-loathing, and then they make hurtful and harmful, laws against gay people, and they're outwardly homophobic. And this Charlie Chris guy, he never seemed to have girlfriends, and then he got married for like less than
Listening
a year.
to Cher. And
Then they
hanging out in
interviewed
South Beach.
after he broke up with the girl that he was going to marry when he was going to run. They separated or whatever. They asked her in the documentary, they're like, "Is he gay?" Like, and she was just like, "I really can't talk about it."
I got paid some money to not say anything.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
really
like the worst. It's worse than somebody being like, "No, he chugs cock for a living."
It is.
Who cares? Why does anybody give a shit?
No, nobody
Any
cares.
fucking who cares? Does anybody care anymore?
But here's the thing:
Yes,
the one interesting
they do.
thing
I guess
about
so.
the gay thing, that when people go, we've come a long way, we've progressed, is like with actors.
No.
There are no leading men open actors.
That's true. Well,
So there is that like proof kind of like, remember that guy?
Kevin Spacey's
Oh.
pretty open.
He's pretty open,
Is
but
he?
not. He's
No.
never come out.
No, he's never.
Everyone
said.
kind of knows.
Yeah, everyone knows.
And he like they
Yes.
take there'll
He's
be
great.
paparazzi shots of him with
Right.
like a dude,
Right.
and you're like they're like out together, and it's like all right, these guys are. But he never actually goes, you know what, I'm gay or whatever.
Right.
Because it's all, and you almost get the feeling that if he did, would he still get the leading man? I don't know if people are actually that.
I feel like
we
if
say
a
that we
leading
are.
man did it, they'd probably get more roles out of the gate. They'd probably
I
get
don't
2
know.
or 3. They get a 3-picture deal for some shit.
They should, but I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it actually would happen.
hey, is this streaming not working today? Is that what happened?
Ustream's having some crazy shit
Oh,
going on.
that
it works
sucks.
like on iPhones and iPads, and then the once it's done, it's going to be able to view.
What a bunch of
immediately.
faggots, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
meaning it's recording, so everything's fine. So it's
Oh,
just
wow.
the live.
So what
thing.
you just said was heard.
Yeah, what you said was real clear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, call me a pussy
Pussy.
or a cunt and see how I feel about that.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
That's hurtful towards women.
Oh, you pussy, pussy.
Pussy is
Pussy's birth.
cunt.
Pussies are
Really,
very strong.
really cuts deep at.
I
all
love
of them.
cunt. I
Yeah.
love it. It's a great
Like
word.
it on your face, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love eating cunt. How dare you, Tom?
Pussy is more offensive to you than cunt?
No, I like
Oh.
the sound of cunt better than
Oh, I like the sound of cunt too, yeah.
yeah.
Those-
I think cunt's
it's one of my top 3
fantastic.
sounds.
Yeah,
Cunt.
cunt is great. The British use cunt a lot.
It's still got
Oh,
power.
you meant the word.
That's
I
really
actually
funny.
meant the way it sounded.
Tell
Yes.
the story that's really funny. I was telling this story when I was in Australia about your ex-boyfriend. Was this in England or in Australia?
Yeah, no, we were in England.
This
So,
is so-
my
so-
ex-boyfriend.
First, you have to establish how much cunt is used.
Right. So in England, they say cunt every other word. Ah, you fucking cunt, this, cunt, that, cunt, your mother. And it's just such a common, it's not even, doesn't mean pussy. A cunt is like an asshole, right? You fucking
Yeah, hey,
cunt.
asshole.
Sure,
Yeah,
You cunt.
yeah.
So I'm in this pub with my ex-boyfriend, and we made friends with these English people, and they're nice enough to fucking tolerate us and hang out. And they keep saying cunt. And so my ex is
So
like,
he's like, I'm getting into it. Like, all right, cool, I can say
right,
that.
everyone can say
Yeah.
this. And so he asks, what is this? How come everybody... And they explain to him, well, you say cunt when it's your friends and this and that. And then, and there's a girl there, and she says something stupid, and he goes, yeah, you fucking cunt. And it was silence. It was just like record scratch. Everybody's like, yo, you can't... They didn't say yo, but they're like... That only works for guys. You can't call a girl a cunt no matter what. It's the best thing ever.
So a girl can say it
I can
to
call,
a guy and to
correct.
another girl, probably.
Correct.
But a guy cannot call it. It's the same offense as it is here then when you do that to a woman. is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I think even women
Cunt
saying
carries the
it's
same
a
weight.
little... Yeah, men generally use the term still.
Yeah, men use it to men a lot. I mean, you see
Yeah,
it.
you
It's in
fucking cunt.
Australia. It's in Canada.
I love
it's just
that.
Cunt, don't be a cunt. Stop being a cunt. All that stuff.
He meant well though. He was just trying to get
Right,
out of
but
fun.
it's really funny that it's
That's
just in
funny as
conversation. He's just like, and she says,
Yeah.
he's like, whatever, you dumb cunt. And
Yeah.
they're like,
Whoa.
Hey, man.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
We should
I love
probably
it.
wrap these jeans
Yeah.
up, right?
Wrap these jeans up.
Make them high and tight.
What are you doing next, Ryan? Where are you going to be next?
I'm actually tomorrow night. I'm doing the Super Serious show.
That show,
it's so
I'm so excited
fun.
about.
I had to retweet that because that lineup looks amazing. That's going to be
retweet
a
that
fucking
too.
amazing
Yeah, I'm excited
show.
about
What's
that.
the lineup?
Tell them who's on it. You remember who's on it?
Let's see.
Thomas Lennon, I think, is on
Thomas
it. Aisha
Lennon.
Tyler, Brendan Walsh, me, and I can't remember for the life of me the guy from UCB, and I'm embarrassed. I
Yeah, I'm
can't.
retweeting it.
It's a stupid lineup.
It is a really solid.
And
lineup,
that show is really fun. We've both done the Super
you've
Serious
both done
show.
it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're gonna have the best
Yeah.
time.
Smashbox Studios
in Culver City,
8:00.
If you are around tomorrow and you can get to Culver City, I highly recommend that show.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised actually if it's not sold out right now.
Yeah, Joel Mandelkorn sets it
Oh,
up.
he's great.
Fantastic. I
He
love
and his
Joel.
girlfriend Manny are the best.
Dude, they put on a show where you go
love
like,
them.
holy shit, I wish every show was
Yep.
that.
Right,
It's
yeah.
exactly
Really
what
good.
you want out of a
And
show.
I think they have free beer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, $5 gets you all you can drink.
Oh, it's so much
it's
fun.
fucking rad.
I think, or was it 15? Yeah, I can't remember now.
You
I
got
think pre-sale, whatever.
So that's tomorrow, Thursday night. What about anything after that?
I'm headlining Irvine in May 21st, but I go out of town in like a week and a half for my brother's wedding in Jamaica, so I'm out for a
that
little
should
bit.
be fun.
I come back from that, and then we jump back in the swing of things.
That's rad.
Nice.
What about you, Christina?
Well, Sacramento, I will be at the Punchline this weekend, Thursday through Saturday. Come out and see me. I would love it, and say if you've heard this on the podcast, the Momcast.
Yeah, rad.
Yeah. What about you, Tommy T?
I'm gonna be Thursday through Saturday. I'll be at the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, and then in 2 weeks I'm doing the Hard Rock, the Improv at Fort Lauderdale. Hard Rock.
Oh, I will be with you too.
Oh,
The Mom's House together.
it's a total mom show.
It's a mom show. So Momcast listeners.
Where are you next,
Redban.
Where are you doing stand up next?
Most likely the couch. Be playing some Portal 2.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
And then there's this package that I need to call UPS about.
Okay, there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Good.
Thanks
These
for
are good shows.
thanks for joining us today, Ryan.
Sickle
Thank you for having me, guys. Are you serious?
We
This
love
is a lot of
Ryan
love.
Sickler.
So.
Thanks,
Ryan
You're the bull.
Sickler.com.
Thank you, Redban.
Thank you, Redban.
Christina.
Oh, shit.
If you love your mom, let me hear you say, here we go. Here we go.